One of my biggest issues with Zillow is just that it's wrong. It's just wrong a lot of the times, and so you have to sheepishly tell your clients when they email me, yeah, I want to see this one. Well, that one went under contract a week ago. Oh, I want to see that one. Well, that one's a pre-foreclosure. It's not actually a real listing, and it's a complete waste of everyone's time. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another real estate video. My name is Matt Leighton. That is Shawn Battle, and this is the Shawn and Matt Show. Shawn, how's it going today?
Good, my brother. I closed on my house this week.
Congratulations.
Can you believe that? After 2 weeks of delay, new construction.
How's it
finally
feel?
Closed. Honestly, a big weight is lifted off my chest because this is, we're selling real estate every day, but when you have your own just sitting there and then gets delayed and it gets delayed and it was delayed because of construction, COVID, all this other stuff. Think about delivery of appliances, things like that because of COVID. So finally to have that done, big weight. I'm moving in next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. And when's the housewarming party?
Oh, it's going to be a big blowout.
Is it?
Maybe October. Maybe we'll have a big Halloween blowout or something.
Maybe a socially distant blowout.
Of course, always.
We'll see. Well, guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Big Z as we often do because there's pretty significant news depending on which realtor form that you're on and who's commenting. So essentially, Zillow is becoming a brokerage. This may be a surprise to some of you, but for most of you, hopefully, it is not a surprise because this has been the gradual trajectory of Zillow as a company for almost the past 10 years. And essentially what is happening is Zillow already has a iBuyer purchasing program where you can sell your house in 22 different markets to Zillow, and Zillow will fix it up, and then they will have a partner agent, a premier partnered agent, sell that property. And now what Zillow is doing is essentially they want to be streamlined. They want to take a piece of every part of the real estate pie. So now they are having their own brokerage, Zillow Homes, be in charge of the Zillow Offers program. So when someone does sell their property to Zillow Homes, a salaried full-time, I assume they're full-time, Zillow Homes Zillow agent that does not work for any other company will be the person representing the seller. And this is going to roll out in 3 different markets beginning in January 2021. Those markets are ATL, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Tucson, Arizona. Shawn, what are your initial reactions on Zillow ramping up their brokerage?
We knew it was going to happen. I've hated them from the beginning. You know that. No, I don't. It's not like I hate them. They're a disruptor, which is good. It's good for the industry. But, let's face it. These people, they're going to start listing just the iBuyer homes. So just the ones that Zillow has bought and then they're reselling. But what's going to happen? Those agents are going to be representing that seller, which is Zillow. But buyers are going to come in. Who's going to represent the buyers? Their agents, right? They might be salaried people, but you and I know we've dealt with some salaried agents before, and what we find is that they're not as on the up and up as other agents in the area, and it's because they have no incentive. They don't really care about the deal. They care about they're making a salary.
It's a transaction for them.
It's a
That's
transaction,
all it is.
and it's transactional, and that's the key. Whereas agents, we're not transactional. We're relationship builders, and we're looking out for the best interests of our buyer and seller.
So the plan here is to start in these 3 markets, and the sales prices, I don't think they're gonna be in Buckhead of the Buckhead neighborhood of Atlanta. They're not gonna be in these upper tiered pricing neighborhoods. They're gonna be your standard couple $100,000 homes. So they're going to start there and then ramp it up to these 22 other markets, or I guess 19 other total markets. And what I think is going to happen is they're really going to work on their process. So they'll get the iBuyer program down with their agents, and then eventually I think they're going to break off of that and just be selling, normal resale. So this isn't something where you're going to wake up in Arlington, Virginia and see a Zillow sign in the front yard, Shawn, but Zillow is a company that has increased its market cap significantly. They have over $3 billion, billion with a B, in cash reserves. So they are sitting on a lot of dough for this rollout program. And the controversy or the issue, I guess, at hand is that a lot of realtors are paying Zillow to get leads. And so now the question is, are you still going to pay for Zillow, a direct competitor? I've heard two different arguments. I've been reading online, and some people immediately withdrew their partnership, and other people are said, I've never spent $1 with them anyways. And some people are like, well, I spend X with them and I receive X plus this % return. So Shawn, what are your thoughts? How do you think this new Zillow announcement is going to affect those real estate agents that do have a successful lead generation program, positive ROI with Zillow?
Well, why is Zillow worth so much?
Because of agents paying them.
It's because of agents paying them. It's the number one thing. That's how they make their money. So are they going to just squash what has made them money this far? I don't think so. I think that they're going to continue doing that, and they're going to be careful about this transition. Now, where can they make more money? They can probably make more money if they have agents that are actually selling. So at some point, I think this is going to take a while. It's going to first start with your iBuyers in the smaller markets. They're going to test that out. Then they're going to start ramping up, become their own brokerage, and they're going to start blossoming in there. They're not going to come selling their iBuyer properties here because they don't buy any here because the property's too expensive. But what will happen is the iBuyer segment starts, and then it starts going into agency relationship, buying and selling in those markets, in those 19 that you said. And then once they have that perfected, I think they'll probably start slowing down on all of these leads going out, and they'll just start their own brokerage.
Let's say you're a Zillow Premier agent. You spend $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month. So not chump change. It's a significant amount for lead generation. Maybe you have a team. Maybe you field calls, and you get leads and you close deals, and that return makes sense for you. With this new announcement, how is that going to affect your ad spend with Zillow?
I'm running it till the end. So if that's the way you're doing your business, why not keep doing it until, think about it, everything is relationship. It's the leads that you're going to make that relationship with. If you're getting good leads by spending money on Zillow right now, keep it going until this is no longer available. You're taking these people that are using Zillow's platform as your own, right? And that becomes your lead. It becomes your person. Like we said, relationship building. And so if it's still working for you, I'm still buying it. I'm still playing it until the end.
So even if you're in Phoenix, where Zillow is now a direct competitor to you, essentially, you would still be paying them on a monthly basis.
If they're giving leads out, if their lead quality hasn't dropped, I don't see why not, right? I mean, we get leads from all different sources. And if like I said, if they're not dropping, then I'm still spending.
Yeah, I think the overall theme here is, well, for those agents that think the sky is falling and that the Zillow leads no longer work or whatnot, well, what % of Zillow is your lead generation portfolio, if you will? Are you 90% Zillow? Because you never want to be 90% anything. There's a lot of realtors out there that brag about being 100% referral, 100% sphere of influence. I never advertise. That's good and all, but imagine if you did advertise.
Exactly.
Imagine if you did proactively reach out. If you're saying that you never advertise and you're walking into listing presentations, your job is to advertise. Why would you say you never advertise yourself and your entire job is to advertise a house? So I never quite understood. I never advertised.
Yeah, we advertise like crazy, and yeah, we get a lot of our business from our sphere, but we want to do more business and more business, so naturally we're going to advertise. So if you're making money from the Zillow thing, if you like doing that, then keep doing it. I never personally really got any value from it, and I think you have to commit to that kind of thing. You have to know that you're going to spend a lot of money, and $2,500 in the Zillow world a month isn't that much. There's agencies spending $10, $15, $100,000 a month to get Zillow leads. That's how many Zillow leads they're getting. And so if it makes sense and you have the back end that can perform and pull these leads in, truthfully, I always feel like online leads are so much work. They're so much work. And if you look at some of these platforms out there when we have listings, and different brokerages do different things, right? So we know that online leads are going to certain brokerages, and you watch them make an appointment on one of our listings. It'll be like, hey, here's an appointment. We want to show the property at 2. Oh, cancel that. 4. Oh, cancel that. Tomorrow at 3. So it's a constant chasing this person, and you have to chase them down. And if you have that drive to keep following these people and hopefully get a deal done with them, good for you, but it's a lot of work in a lot of cases.
It's like the online lead is using the real estate agent as pawns and be like, okay, I can be in Alexandria with this agent at 4. I can be in Arlington with this agent at 5:30. One of the last online leads that reached out to me, I always ask 2 very important questions that I don't think a lot of agents ask. And number 1 is, are you working with any other real estate agents? The guy's answer was, no, I've decided I'm not going to be working with a real estate agent. Not, I'm not working with a real estate agent. The guy was like, I'm not going to be. And then the second question that I always ask is, are you pre-approved with a local lender, or would you like a recommendation? And that always causes them to stutter, because usually they are pre-approved, and usually it's not with a local lender. It's with a big bank. It's with an online lender. So those 2 questions, you can instantly tell, where an online lead is at. And, like you said, unless you have a team behind you, I've seen agents that are, wildly successful with the Zillow Premier Agent Program. So I have, no qualms with saying that can be a successful program. I've also seen, the other side of that. But Zillow Agent Premier was down 17% in Q2 of 2020. And admittedly, it is a little tough to, pull any sort of data from spring of 2020 COVID times. But I think, we're going to see some agents pull back on the online leads, on the Zillow leads, on the Realtor.com leads. But by and large, Zillow is winning because they have the attention. They have the market share. And now what they're doing is since they're their own brokerage, they're pulling their own IDX, which essentially is how the listings are populated throughout the MLSs. So before, Century 21 was providing this information, Brokerage B was providing that information. Now, Zillow is getting the information directly from the MLS. So one of my biggest issues with Zillow is just that it's wrong. It's just wrong a lot of the times. And so, you have to sheepishly tell your clients when they email me, yeah, I want to see this one. Well, that one went under contract a week ago. Oh, I want to see that one. Well, that one's a pre-foreclosure. It's not actually a real listing, and it's a complete waste of everyone's time.
Yeah. Zillow has been, I've talked about this many times, a pain in my rear end for a long time, and I always felt like, they were a Trojan horse, right? I mean, they collected our data. They got, they built this beautiful, shiny website, and now the Trojan horse is coming. Now they've used that data to create something that was not real estate. It was real estate related, but it wasn't being a brokerage. And now they're going right inside the business and they're going to disrupt it, which, hey, is fine, right? Go ahead and disrupt it. There's been so many disruptors over the years. What it's going to come down to is transactional relationships. Who is going to be guiding them the correct way? And it's all about the agent, in my opinion. And I've said this many times, and I've been through this so many times where I've seen the other side of where people just like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just showing this house, and yeah, you want to write a contract? Okay, here it is. Whatever. I'm not going to call the listing agent whenever I write the contract. I'm just going to send it. Meanwhile, there's 5 other contracts, and that they lost already because they didn't do their research. They're not going to do the research because they don't care. They're transactional. We do. We care. We want it done, and we're going to find out all the information that we can to represent you, the buyer, or you, the seller.
It'll be interesting to see what happens because, Zillow wants salaried agents. And I think in the UK, there's also salaried agents. But in America, completely different. The system's worked for a long time. We'll see if it still survives the next 5 to 10 years. Spoiler alert, I think it will. But one more thing. In 2014, Zillow's then chief revenue officer vehemently denied that Zillow would become a traditional brokerage. And this to me is like when the GM of a sports team denies that a player is on the trading block.
Yeah.
And then I read that in the news. I don't know last time I read something in the newspaper, but I see that online and I'm like, oh, all right, well, he's going to get traded. They just denied it. So they're definitely going to get traded. So I think, Zillow, they're doing the Zillow offers right now, the iBuyer program. So we're not going to see any, big blue Z's in anyone's yard around here anytime soon. But eventually,
it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. Be prepared. Don't let it scare you. Become a better agent. Do better things. Do things
does Zillow really affect you on a day-to-day basis?
No,
They've been a thorn in your side, but
Zillow.
Who cares?
There's so many brokerages out there that we compete with right now. I don't think that they're going to be, again, I'm going to say relationships, right? I mean, it's down to that. It's about your advertising. It's about what you're doing to the local market. Be hyper local. Become the area that you are in, right?
Boom.
So,
well, guys, if you have any questions or comments about Zillow, be sure to drop them in the comments section below. And for Shawn and myself, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we'll see you then.
take care.